Once again, आप सभी को मैं सादर जय जिनेन्द्र कहता हूँ. Initially, I thought I can cover two topics. One is that Panchastikaya, another is Navpadath. The Navpadath itself in Tamil, we are going through 24 classes are already over. Still, we have not completed Navpadath. Then I realized I will not be doing any justification. And timely, Purviji also warned me that the topics are becoming very tough. And it's very important, actually. The idea is to convey in that landscape of the topic so that people are able to get motivated and go further on that. Without taking further time, I'll go to the Mangalacharan part. Inda Sadavandiyanam Tigvanakita Madhura Visadavakhanam Antadita Gunanam Namo Jinanam Jidabavanam Namo Jinanam Jidabavanam. Namo Jinanam is the keyword, and all the other things talks about the Jinendraka virtues, the great qualities that we are looking for. In the Sadavandhyanam, he is being worshipped. All the Tirthankars are worshipped by 100 celestial lords. Tiguvana, Tribhuvana, Hita, Madhura, Vishada, Vakhanam. भगवान के दिव्य ध्वनि से उनके श्री वचन है, प्रवचन है, और it contains two parts. It is more for all the Bhavya Jivas who are all there in the three worlds, which means they may come up again. They may not be in a position to come and understand when Bhagavan's Divya Dhuni was going on, but since the inki Bodhana has been always there, and they will get benefit as and when they get their opportunity. Labdhi. Hida Madhura Vishadavakan. This is the message for us. Whenever we speak, it should have hit, जो सार्व हेतु हो, जैन के हेतु हो, सुनने वाले के हेतु हो, और मधुर हो. And that we use the Bhasha Samiti, that we are able to speak sweetly. Sweetly not only in words but also in content. Antadita Gunanam, भगवान का अनंत गुण है. जित भवानम, भगवान को इसलिए वंदना करते हैं, हमारा भाव सागर से, भाव रोग से हम मुक्ति पा सकते हैं. ये पंचाशिकाय समय सा संक्रह में भगवताचार्य कुंद कुंद का ये मंगलाचरण है. सिद्धम शुद्धम पनमिग जिनिंदवरनेमि चंतम अकलंकम गुणरयन भूषण उदयम जीवस्य परोवनम बोचम. ये आचार्य श्री नेमिचंद सिद्धांत चक्रवर्ती जी का कोमटसार जीव कांड में मंगलाचरण विषय आप लोग परिचित हैं. I just, as I said, suddenly I realized that I cannot justify two topics. Even this topic itself is difficult. At the outset, I like to request our learned scholars who are present today or maybe seeing in the YouTube, they may take further, take it forward. That is what I say, especially Bandari Sahib may take it forward, take these ideas, the germination of these ideas and take it to further up. So in my talk today, I like to focus on, I have arranged it the chronological order, nothing otherwise. Acharya Kund Bhagavat Srimad Kundakund Acharya Krat Panchastikaya Samaysara Sangraha, which is the Panchastikaya which is contained there. This Panchastikaya Samaysara Sangraha contains 3 Srutaskan, 3 Srutaskan है. पहला श्रुतस्कंद में उन्हें षड्द्रव्य और पंचास्तिकाय को शतक गाथा में, 100 गाथा में उन्होंने हमारे लिए वर्णन किया है, आप दिया. सो अब बाकी दो है. दूसरा है नवपदार्थ श्रुतस्कंद और तीसरे मोक्ष मार्ग. और कोमटसार का तो आप परिचित हैं. Our important point is this is a compilations. We get so much from our other sampradaya. I really amazed the way they are churning out a lot of information. It's amazing, amazing part of it. Someone asked me clearly why you are reading the other sampradaya which you do not belong. I said, I'm a Jain, I should know what's happening because all of them in tapasya sadhana करके ये हमारे लिए देखे गए हैं. तो भिक्षु आगम विशेष कोश 2 भाग में है. साइक्लोपीडिया ऑफ जैन कैनोनिकल टेक्स्ट, इसके पहले भाग में पंचास्तिकाय का सुवर्णन है, सुंदर वर्णन है. I request you to take it forward. For example, I pick it from there only. There will be a lot of abbreviation which is taken from the book. अस्थिकाय का अर्थ क्या है? यानी कि त्रैकालिक सत्ता वाला सा अवयवी सा प्रदेशो पदार्थ. ये बड़े सुंदर तरीके से शुरू में इन्होंने एंड आगम विषय कोश में पहले से ये बताया. यानी कि अस्थिकाय में त्रैकालिक, इट इज टाइम इज नॉट ए शास्त्रीय काल है, यानी कि टाइम इज नॉट ए फैक्टर विच इज ऑलवेज प्रेजेंट, यानी कि तीनों काल में प्रेजेंट है. सा अवयवी है, उसका अवयव रूप से है, देयर आर लिम्स आउट ऑफ इट. और सा प्रदेशो पदार्थ है, ये पदार्थ हैं. सा प्रदेश प्रदेशों से भरपूर भरा हुआ है. दसवें कालिक में अगस्त्य स्थविर का चूर्णिका में इन्होंने कोट किया. काया समुदाय अतिकाया या अतिकाय. अतिकाय ये समास शब्द संस्कृत में या प्राकृत में. काया मीन्स समुदाय या ग्रुप. अतिकाया या अतिकाय विच इज ऑलवेज प्रेजेंट, तीनों काल में प्रेजेंट. इसलिए 80 प्लस काया 80 काया. Even now we see, even though many of the philosophies are there around, lot of Jain ideas have been already copied, taken it forward. This Astikaya Shabd is still with us, people are not at capture. Astishaso Kayasha Astikaya. Again we see, again Aniyog Dwar Churni mein, we get this explanation, Asti plus Kaya, Astikaya. Asti Shabd means Pradesho Vachako Astitveva. Asti Shabd means two things. One is Pradesh, another is Astitva, that eternally present. Kaya Shabdo bhi atre Samukha Vachana. Samukha Pradeshanam sa avayava Dravya Samukha Vachanova. Again we get it from Aniyogatwar Churni से ये हमारे explanation मिल रहा है. यानी कि काय शब्द में समूह का रिप्रेजेंट है, प्रदेशों का समूह, ये हो गया अस्तिकाय. अति वेच्छति काया या अस्तिकाय. अगेन अनदर चूर्णी है 10वीं कालिक में. अवयव एव समुदाय शब्द उपचारात अस्तिकाय धर्म है. सो अस्तिकाय के बारे में इन्होंने धर्मास्तिकाय कहते हुए इसमें ऐसे इन्होंने किया. So Astikaya is a compound word and represents much more that the beings, the reals in the world are always present and they are occupying more than one space point. Then we again see आवश्यक निरुक्ति हरिभद्रीय वृत्ति में, इसमें एक गाथा है, उन्होंने उसका सेकेंड लाइन को इतना सुंदर उन्होंने विवरण वर्णन दिया है. अतिथि बहुपयेसा तेनम पंचति काया. 85 काय जो है 80 बहुप्रदेश तेनम 85 काया हु. इसके सुंदर उन्होंने निरुक्ति में हरिभद्रीय वृत्ति में कहा है. हु मीन्स तू शब्दया अवधारणार्थत्वात् न न्यूना ना भी अधिका यदि. इट इज एग्जैक्टली 5. इसलिए उन्होंने आवश्यक निरुक्ति में वो प्रयोग किया. वो इन संस्कृत में स्तु एक है. अस्ति इति अयम त्रिकाल वचनो निपात है. अभूवन भवंती भविष्यन्ति छेदी भावना. दैट इज व्हाट ही इज गिविंग. त्रिकाल क्या है? इट इंक्लूड्स ऑल द 3 tenses. बहुप्रदेशाश्च मीन्स यदस्तेन पंच एव अस्तिकायाः. 5 अस्तिकाएं हैं, बहुप्रदेश हैं, एक मोर देन 1 प्रदेश ऑक्युपाई करता है हमेशा. ऑफ कोर्स व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट परमाणु, इट इज आल्सो द पोटेंशियली इट इज बहुप्रदेश. 2 शब्द से वी ऑलरेडी सेड इज मीन्स दैट इज एग्जैक्टली 5, neither less nor more. तेभि चामी पंच तत्यथा पंचधर्मास्तिकायो अधर्मास्तिकाय, आकाशास्तिकाय, जीवास्तिकाय, पुत्कलास्तिकाय च इति अस्तिकाय। ऐसे इन्होंने बहुत सुंदर से चूर्णी में हमारे वृत्ति में हमारे लिए समझाया। Then we go to the Panchastikaya Granth Agam. Te cheva attikaya te kaliya bhava parinata nicha kachanti davya bhavam परियट्टन लिंग संयुक्ता। सो एक ही गाथा में आचार्य भगवान ने कहा तच एव अस्तिकाया, that is 5, ते कालिक भाव परिणता, they always have, they are eternal, सनातन, तीनों काल में रहते हैं, नित्य रूप से रहते हैं, कच्छन्ति द्रव्य भाव, पर्यटन रूप से ये द्रव्य भाव को भी अपना लेते, क्योंकि सभी अस्तिकाय द्रव्य हैं, क्योंकि परिवर्तन रूप से विच मीन उत्पाद व्यय रूप से ये गच्छन्ति द्रव्य भाव। द्रव्य मीन्स फ्लो, द्रव्य, दैट इज द लिक्विड फ्लूइडिटी, द्रव्य भाव। From Paryatiknaya, these as Panchastikaya are transient because of the Paryatiknaya, that is Dravya Bhavam, that is Gachanti Dravya Bhavam, impermanent, anitya, and destructible, Vinashvara. But from the Dravyatiknaya point of view, these substances are always permanent. I tried to capture English meaning, but I could not do it, actually say that all of them. So there are 100 gatha in Srudaskand 1 of Panchastikaya. I would request to go through, take notes of it. Maybe if it is required even I can only focus on the coming another talk, that all the 100 can be, summarized if it is required. Jiva Pokalakaya Dhamma Sakeva Agasam Atittam me Yaneda Anannamaya Anumahanta. Again, the souls, that is Jiva, matter bodies, Putkalastikaya, Pukkalakaya, the medium of motion, Adharma Dravya or Dharmastikaya, the medium rest, Adharmastikaya, and the space, Akashastikai. He has put it here in Dravya रूप से इन्होंने यहाँ पे वर्णन किया, are established in their own existence. हमेशा अपने स्वस्थित है, स्वस्थ है, स्व में स्वस्थ है, सत्ता, are inseparable, are indistinct, अनन्य from their own existence. सत्ता से हम अलग से ये नहीं कर सकते. So that is like inseparable part of it, and many space point pradesha, bahu pradesha. Samavaho panchannam samavutti yunuttame pannattam. So va havadi lovo tatto amibo alovo kham. In the next gatha, again it teaches us समवाय रूप से, यानी कि दे आर ए ग्रुप. समवाय इज अ ग्रुप, समवाय यानी कि as a group they function. It is expanded by large enough that the group of 5 substances with bodily existence, that is astikaya, is called the samaya. Samavaya panchannam samaya utti, samahuti, यानी कि these are called samay. That is an important point. Each of the Panchastika is a samay. These Panchastika collectively constitute the universe space. लोक में जो जितना भी स्पेस में है, इसमें ये 5 अस्तिकाएं उपस्थित होते हैं. Outside this universe space is the infinite non-universe space, aloka, compressing just the pure space. These are things we need to kind of take it forward in science. Samaya, the word, I hope you can pick it up, otherwise I'll just only this I take. Samaya actually has got 3 types of meaning. Shabda Samaya, Jnana Samaya, Jnana Samaya, we may call, or Bhava Samaya, or Ardha Samaya. So Saptagame, Ardhagame, Ubayagame, we do it in Samai. Here he is telling Shabda Samaya. Shabda Samaya is the meaningful, that is the Dravyagam, Dravyasrut, what we have, the meaningful collection of words. Phrases and sentences that describe the Panchasika. They use the word Samayu, Samavai Samaya, that is Shabda Samaya, that is where we need these words, vocabulary, epistemology for us to understand. Jnana Samaya or the Bhavagam or the Bhavasrut, the knowledge rid of the imperfections of doubt. That is, it is Samyak Jnana. Samyak Jnana, Jnana, Agyan mein तीन दोष है, डिफेक्ट्स हैं, that is samshaya, always doubt, doubting Thomas, vibram है, vimokh or that is always vimokh है या anatyavasaya, indefiniteness. Even though we are not sure, definitely it is it. We are not able to conclude on that. Then perversity, viparyaya or vibram है. So the difference between a clear knowledge and that divide of the knowledge is three defects. If we can get into any of the discussions, these three defects need to be overcome. That's why it is Gyan Samaya. Bhavagam. Dravyagam say we derive Bhavagam. Dravyagam as such is a book of letters, but only when we derive the Gyan out of that, it becomes Gyan Samaya. And the third is Ardha Samaya. Again, Gyan Samaya leads to Ardha Samaya. We derive meanings out of it. That's the Panchasika described by the Shabda Samaya and known by the Gyan Samaya. It becomes the Ardha Samaya. So that's why it says Samavaho Panchannam Samabutti Jinuttamam Ekampannam. This is the procedure, iterative procedure. We have put it in black and white, the agam. Then from it contains knowledge, and the reader gets the benefit of the meaning. It is not everybody gets, depending on the Mohini karma, Jnanavarni, Darshanavarni karma, and Antaraya karma, these four khadi karma. Depending on that adults, forces, each one of us derive the purpose of the reading. That is why each one we differ in our perception. Jesim atti sahavo gunehim sakapachayegam viviheyim te odi attikaya nippannam jehim te lokam. Those characteristics which exhibit association, anvaya with the substance are qualities guna. That is, guna is anvaya, which means it cannot be separated out. Those characters which exhibit distinction or exclusion or vyatireka, logical discontinuity, are called modes or paryaya. Paryaya, of course, is vyatireka roop bhava, whereas guna is anvaya. When it cannot separate our knowledge from ourselves, and whereas our knowledge, the modes could be up and down. My understanding could be up and down. Qualities and modes are of several kinds. Qualities are divided into natural qualities, what we call it as Swabhagun, and unnatural qualities called Vibhavagun. Modes are also divided: subtle mode, Artha Paryay, and grass mode, Vyanjana Paryay. Even the modes also got to, the Artha Paryay is not visible to our senses, and Vyanjana Paryay, being gross in mode, they are visible to us, we can perceive them. The three words or the universe space comprises these five substances with pardon. Te lokam, that's what he used it. Now, when you talk about qualities guna, they have samanya guna and vishesh guna. What are the samanya, general characteristics? The traits like existence, activity or ardha kriya, Vastutva, Astitva, power of being known, Prameyatva, and power of maintaining distinction with all other substances, Aguru Lagutva. Aguru Lagutva is the very characteristics of each one of them. They're all each of these astikayas have got the Aguru Lagutva, but each one is distinct from other or common to all substances. These exhibit existence, satta, is with respect to these qualities, guna and modes paryaya. That's in dravya lakshana, sadravya lakshana. Therefore, these are said to exist asti. Since they are always present, सत्ता रूप में है, इसलिए they are said asti. Further, these five substances occupy multiple space points. We already discussed that, Bahupratesha. Therefore, these are said to be the characteristics of body. Bahupratesha means kaya. Combining these two characteristics, again is mentioned here, asti or kaya, asti kaya, which we discussed in detail earlier. Annonam pavisanta denda ogasaman annam annasa melanta viya nicham saka sabhavam na vijahanti. This is the lesson for us in the modern world. How to live together. Even a living cell shows us how to live together. There are millions of molecules in a living cell of different characteristics, but they all live together. Similarly, here, that astikaya, or when you say including kal dravya, so these six substances enter one another. They are permissible, permeable. They go to one another, which they can move freely. There's no border, there's no wall. Provide room to one another. Again, they provide avakash and mix with one another. Melanta, they mix one another. But still, they do not leave their respective own nature. स्वभाव को कभी नहीं छोड़ता. मिलना जुलना से, अलग करने से स्वभाव को नहीं छोड़ता. This is something very, very distinct characteristic of these substances, dravyas. Anyonyam pavisanta, enter into each other. Denta avakasam, they provide space to others. Annam annasya, anyam anyonyasya. Melanta, they mix with others. Nityam, nityam, saga sabhavam na vijaganti. But in all this process, they never give their swabhav, their own characteristics. This is the guiding principles in whatever way we derive. I said that Aniyog Dwar is a beautiful classification. It's worth reading. Natmal Datia is written a very good book, taking out each of them. Amazing. I think in so much of a systematics, understanding our ragam and all the principles. So they just categorized under different categories. When we say dravya, roop say substance name, then it is of 6 types. It is mentioned there. That is the 218. It's the kind of characterization, dharmastikai, adharmastikai, with coexistency with the Logakas, which helps the movement of souls and material bodies. Adharmasikai, substance coextensive with Lokakash, which helps the souls and material bodies to rest. One is the medium of motion, that is the enabling motion. Another is the enabling rest. Third is all you say, Akashastikaya, substance which is imagined as a collection of parts. Even though we understand Akashastikaya as a one single entity, it is not so. It is imagined as a collection of parts, giving accommodation to other substances. It has 2 parts, Lokakasa, which contains all the other 5 substances, and Alokakasa, which is purely space. And Jivatikaya, living beings, and Pokalastikaya, or the vertical matter, and Ardha Samaya is the time instant. So this is a way under the categorization of the Davva Nama. Nama Stapana Dravya Bhava Tattanyasa, and under this categorization, Aniyogdvar beautifully puts many of the ideas together. It is worth reading. Then we have Aniyogdvar Hari Vriddhi, Haribhadra Swamiji, and Shaddravyani Tatkramata Shri. It's again a beautiful, he gives a description of Jiva Putkalana, Swabhavike, Kriyavatve, Gadi Parinatanam, Tasdhar, and Dharma Astikaya, Dharma Travis, the Jiva Putkal ka Kriya, they have the Kriya, that is movement from one place to another, that Gati Parinatanam, they move from one place to another. उसका तत्स्वभाव धारणात् धर्म अस्सय प्रदेशात् तेषां काय संखाद अस्तिकाय. So it means just see the way there is very exact in definition and the use of vocabulary. Kaya means sankhad, group. So astikaya. Dharmaswaso astikaya cheti samasa tada jiva putkalana swabhavike kriyavatve tatparinadana tatsvabhava adharanat adharma, which is not allowing the movement, it is adharanat adharma. इसके धर्म अधर्म, धारणात धर्म, अवधारणात धर्म, स्वभाव धारणा धर्म, or adharanat adharma. That's how the meaning has come. Shesham dharmastikaya, but rest of them are like dharmastikaya. जैसा आप समझे, तत्र सर्वद्रव्य स्वभाव उपनात्ता upanat akasham. Akasham is the one which is the place of residence. Swabhavena avasthanadi idi artha. Avasthan deta. A shabda maryada abhi vidhaya vidicha vachi. Akasham. Kasham means the radiance, energy, a field. So you understand, Akash is a field. Akash with the kind of maryad, which has its own well-defined parameters. A shabdah maryadabi vidhi vache maryadayam akashe bhavanti bhavaha swatmani cha tasamyogi swabhavaye bhavadishtante na akasha bhavam eva yanti. Like this, it is a very detailed one. I could not get Hindi meaning of this. I'm sure you can read more of this and follow it. Excellent description. Again, Anuyogdvar, we have in another categorization, and the categorization happens by numericals. Stanang, 1, 2, Duname, that is 2 names. 2, when we name any substance, there are 2 names. One is Vishesh name, special, another Avishesh, general. Avisheshe ajiva tattve, ajiva davve. When we talk about ajiva drav, ajiva astikai, that it is general characterization. Vishesh se dharmatikaye, adhammatikaye, ayasatikaye, pokalatikaye, hadda samaye, ye 5. So ajiv द्रव्य है 5 है, इसका ऐसे इन्होंने कैरेक्टर्स. अविशेष के पोकलत्तिकाय. When you talk about putkal, it is avishesh. And what is vishesh? Paramanu pokale, tu payesiye, si payesiye, java ananta payesiye, yeah. We start with paramanu, then we get into skan, which can be 2 pradesh, 3 pradesh, or going on and increasing and so on into Ananta Pradesh. Like this, if we see is Aniyoga Dvar, it's just like a bala both, as if we are teaching young children. It's so interesting. In another place, he say kim tam davvaname. What are the Dravyana? Davaname Chavvige Pannate Tamjaha Dhammatikaye Adhammatikaye Agasatikaye Jivatikaye Uklatikaye Adha Samaye Se Tam Dav Se Tam Davana Sa Itam Davaname. Like this, each of the characteristics we have this, and for this Anyogadwar, you have the Vritti, which gives an excellent description of the questions. Satta, Savvapayatta, Savissaruva, Anantapachaya, Bangupada Duvatta, Sappadivaka, Havadi Eka. Each of these substances has these characteristics. They have the satta, they always exist. Satta, Sat, Sattva, etc. All of them especially. And each one is a vastu. Vasadi, जिसके अंदर गुण वास करता है उसको वसदी कहते हैं, सिर्फ वस्तु। जो जिसमें गुण वास करता है उसको वस्तु कहते हैं, सिर्फ पदार्थ कहते हैं। Existence has many attributes. It gets transformed into infinite modes, paryay. It deals with origination, utpada, destruction, vyaya, and permanence, dhruvatva. It is one from the point of view of general existence, satta samanya, yeah, mahasatta. If we just put all of the Panchasikaya or Shadravya, all the six substances together, can be grouped as only single entity called Mahasatta. Parabrahm type, they call it as, and it is accompanied by its antithesis. Each one has Sapratipakshaha, they always come with, just like matter and antimatter, we have proton and positron and electron, etc., etc. Each one comes with an opposite of that. Whatever the character, there is an opposite is available. For example, when we say Dharmastikaya, we have an Adharmastikaya. Like that, each one of them. Jeev, Putka, so on like this. Now again, Aniyogatva Churni say information, Jivasikaya ka definition. Jivastikaya yasmat jivitavan jivati jivishyati cha tasmat jiv. Jiv ka definition means is always that something which always lives, which always is जीव, हमेशा जीता रहता है। यानी कि जीव का एक उत्तम यह है, चेतना गुण से रहता है, इसलिए जी है। जैसे हम एक दूसरे जी ऐड करते हैं, जिस नाम के पीछे जी ऐड करते हैं, बिकॉज वी वांट टू रिमाइंड ईच वन ऑफ अस इज अ जीव, यानी कि हम जीता जाता चैतन्य रूप से हम रहते हैं। अस्ति इति वा प्रदेशाः, अस्ति शब्दो वा अस्तित्व प्रसादः, कायस्तु समूहः, प्रदेशानां जीवानां वा उभयदापि अविरुद्धम् इत्यदो जीवास्तिकाय। सो इसलिए समूह के उभयदापि अविरुद्धम् इत्यदो जीवास्तिकाय, यानी कि प्रदेश भी है, प्रदेश से बहुलता है और अस्थि रूप में है, इसलिए करके जीवास्तिकाय का definition है, परिभाषा है। I just was reading this Panchastikaya Gatha number 15. Bhavasa natti naso natti abhavasa cha iva upado gunapacha yesu bhava upapadavaye pakumvanti. It is something to say, there is something, nothing, there's not like death. For example, in the great Kalam used to also take into United Nations, in our childhood in Tamil will always teach Sadalam Puduvatandre. Death is not new to us. Yadum Bure Yavarum Kelir, Thidum Nantrum Peradavara, Sadal Nodalum Tanidalam Avatorana, Sadalum Puduvatandre. The very young child, we just really recite this. Sadalum Puduvadandre, death is not new to us. The very idea, this Once we understand death is not new to us, then we don't fall in our moral plane. Many of us fall in moral plane when we are in work or anywhere because we are scared of death. Here is said death is not. So bhavasa natti naso, that bhav which never dies, natti abhavasa cheva upado. What is not there, it is not going to take birth. Real cannot be created from unreal. When we are also imagining things, when we are making a formulation, we should always be realistic, cannot be unrealistic, cannot be imaginative, cannot be a fancy idea. That's what it means. Gunapachaye subhava upapadave pakaman. That each of the virtue gun traits leads to paryay, and this, that bhava keeps changing. One bhav leads to another bhav. I was just reminded of this Bhagavad Gita, got the stanza, na asado vityade bhavo, na abhavo vityade sata, upayorabi drastro antastvan tvanayo tattva dashibi. You see the way tattva dashibi, this is what we need to inform the Tirthankars. असत का तो सत्ता विद्यमान नहीं है और सत का अभाव विद्यमान नहीं है। तत्वदर्शी महापुरुषों ने इन दोनों को ही धर्म अर्थात तत्व देखा। So you can see in Bhagavad Gita, I was sometime compiling stanzas having the flavor of Jain metaphysics, main Siddhant. This is one character, one of this important. Tattva-darshibi, please note the word, where the Vyas Maharishi was very well-known person. He knew where it coming from. So Sramana ideas, he put it away. So, na asado vityade bhavo, which is not there, usme bhav nahi. So we need to understand. And then there is soul characters. I wanted to compile them in English. Again, I said running into my time is divided into many. Today, the book Studi Vidya has been released in Tamil Nadu. I was busy more than a month now after my toothache. So first part of it, Studi Vidya, has been brought out today. So because of these compulsions, I could not, similarly what I said earlier, that's why I said it was recovered, we can again read again the Panchastikai, which each of them with the meaning. So when he said the Bhavasa natti naso natti abhavasa cheva upado jivadiya jivaguna chetana yavuvogo sura nara narayatiriya jivasaya pachaye bahua pachaye. The bahu, that when a soul leaves the body, gets into any of the other body. That is what jivadiya jivaguna chetana yavuvogo. So जीव का लक्षण चेतना है, चैतन्य गुण है, and that is the upayog. And the chaitanya gun gets split into jnana or darshan, upayog. Jnana, darshana, lakshana. And what is this? As long as the jiva is in a bound form, it takes shelter into any of these states, 4 gatis. Suragati, Naragati, Naraya, and Tiryagati. मनुसत्तेन नट्टो देहि devo havadi idrova. When a man dies, he leaves his body behind and takes shelter into the another body. Another new body takes over. It can be celestial or anyway. Ubayatta jiva babo na nasati na jayate ando. This is an important point. Whatever happens, death is not a death of my soul, but is only transformation from one body to another. Ubayatta jiva babu. Either as a man or as a celestial. The jiva babu is not destroyed. So cha eva jadi maranam jadina natto na cheva uppanno ya vinatto devo manusoti pacha. It's only paryaya roop say that we getting transformed, because this death does not terminate our life. There is life after death. Evam sado vinaso asado jivasa nati uppado. This kind of death and birth, it is not with respect to jeev, but it is only with respect to the body that we have. That's all called the no karma body. Tavadivo jivanam devo manusoti gadinamo. Because a gadi नाम कर्म से हमारा ये keep on transforming ourselves. नानावरणादिहा भावा जीवेन सुट्टु अनुबत्ता तेसम अभावम किच्छा अभूतभुवो abadi siddho. There's immediate question, when is it going on? I keep on going round and round and round. I have no shelter, permanent shelter. When can I get the permanent shelter? You will get the permanent shelter when you get rid of this envelope of these 8 karmas. Jnana varnadya bhava jivena suttu anubatta tesyam abhavam kicha abhuta bhuvo avadi siddho. So that is the immediate query by the person yearning, how can I go on taking so many births? Then that's what says there is a relief, there is liberation from this bondage, that is, you can reach Siddha Parami. Savvat atti jivo naya eko ekakaya ekatti achavasana visitto chittadi malino rajamalegam. So savvat atti jivo naya eko ekakaya ekatti. That's why the transmigrated souls do not have only one single body, they do not stay in one place, so, or they do not be single, or sadhan sharir, you know it, that infinite souls live together. These are all happening because of the ignorance of the souls. Achavana visitto, chittadi malino rajamedi. Because we are ignorant, then we are going on with this mundane life. Then another important concept, which is very useful, I believe, I've been kind of keeping this in mind. Kammanam palameko eko kacham tu nanam ada eko chedayadi jiva rasi chetaga bhavena tivike. If we can, that indivisible part of the Chaitanya, Chaitana Bhav, if for as a working principle, for a workable principle, if we can divide into 3, that is karma chetana, phala chetana, karma phala chetana, and gyan chetana. So if we can divide these 3, and we being intelligent people, we can reduce our time, our on karma chetana and karma phala chetana, and increase the gyan chetana. Savve kalu karma phalam Tavarakaya tasai kacha judam panittam adikanta nanam vidanti tejiva. All the beings use Gyan Chetana. Pranittam adikranta nanam vidanti tejiva. They all use Gyan Chetana, but except that the Stavar Kai, the vegetative kingdom, or the one-sensed organisms, they basically indulge in karma phala. They do not indulge in earning new karma by doing some job, but only it is a cyclic to them, and they keep on doing tasayi kachachutam. Whereas Trisajiv, they are able to indulge in all the 3, depending on if a higher organism, all the 3, lower animals, 2 sense, etc., they indulge in karma chetana and karma phala chetana. Bhuvoko kalu tuviho nanena yatam sanena sanjutto jivasa savvakalam ananna bhutam vyani. The upayog. The upayog is in yoga you put into practice, that becomes upayog. That is by mind, by word, by deeds, we put this gyan or darshan into operation. So it becomes upayog. If we do not have 3, then even then it is Chaitanya is always there. So Gyan Upayog or Darshan Upayog, and we need to spend more on this, purifying this Gyan and Darshan Upayog. And as we move in the ladder of the Gunastan, then even we get rid of yoga called Ayoga Keval Gunastan, then yoga is not required, only we have only pure Upayog. So like this Srudaskan teaches us very nicely that. Then another point which I always believe is the fivefold expressions bhav. So, and then again we can also modulate our five bhavas. Jiva anaya nihana santa nantaya jiva bhavado sabhavado ananta panchak punapadanaya. There are for Jiv, the expressions is of pancha guna agra guna pradhana, five modes expressions. What are they? Then Jiva Anaya Nitana, Jiva is Anadi Nidhan, never disappears. Santa Nantaya Jiva Bhavad. The Jiva Bhav, these five of them, can be with a, called end. Nanta, which can be all the time present. It is in upper line. So it says, Uvadayena Uvasamena Yakhayena Tuhim Misadehim Pariname Juttate Jivaguna Bagusu Ya Atesu Vittinna. Yani ki the first one is Udaya Bhav, Audaik Bhav. Upasam Bhav, Avsamik Bhav. Yar, Chaya Bhav, Chaik Bhav. Then Upasam or Chai, they can be together, we can mix it. That is Chayopsamik Bhav, third. So we have that Audaik Bhav, Aupashamik Bhav, Chaik Bhav, 3. Then Chayob is found 4. And that fifth one is called Parinamic Bhav. Juva Santa Kina Mogo Makkam Janabhasidena Samuvagato Nananamakka Chari Nivanapuram Vajadhi Dhiro. Out of this, then we can be enhancing the Opsamic and Chaik Bhav. Opsamic and leading to finally Chaik. Then what happens is the Chaik means Karma Chaik, Opsamic Karma Upasam, which means very enhancing the Jiva's quality, Jiv soul ka qualities. That's what it is. Nana Anu Makka Charo Chari. And he uses that in the chariot of Gyan, then he reaches Nivanapuram Vrajati Dhiro, like this. I like this one. We know Sthan. Apakam Ajutto, Ubajutte, Yojutto, Satta Bhanka Sabhavo, Attasavo, Navato, Jivo, Dasattanago, Banito. So there are Stanak, 10 स्थान है, 10 स्थान क्या है? Supreme soul is Mahatma, essentially one. As a soul, it is essentially one, irrespective of any kind of souls, bonded or otherwise, or whatever the chaurase lakyoni, jahan jahan bate char gati, har jagah mein if we say they're all soul. The same soul is of two kinds. We know that Mukta Samsara, Muktasha, Samsarisha, Muktasha, Samsari soul, mundane soul, and Siddha soul. 3 marks, 3 Lakshana, Utpada Veya, we can say Darshan Gyan Charitra Lakshana, has 4 states of Char Gati, exhibits 5 main qualities, Panch Bhav, पिछले हमने बताया पंच प्रधान भाव, And then the same soul, in fact, as long as in mundane state, then it moves into 6 directions. And the 6 directions get unified into only one direction, upward direction, Urdhvagaman, only when it gets rid of all the karmas. It is essentially established by 7. You understand the soul using the Sabdabhanga. It is Bhanga, Yenavu, Sabdabhanga, Sat, Asti, Sat, Nasti, Sat, Asti, Nasti, Sat, Abhyaktava, Sat, Asti, Abhyaktava, Sat, Nasti, Abhyaktava, Sat, Asti, Nasti, Abhyaktava. So 7. Being the substratum of 8 qualities, when in terms of 8 karmas, again the soul is being classified again. And then it gets into 9 pad, 9 padarth. So navpadath. And finally, the soul can be seen in 10 kinds of bodies. So this is how it Dashavadara Mampagi. So I do not know. I thought I would be just see what is the time going around. It's already 8:25. Okay, I'll just take another. Now we come to the Putkalastikai. Again, Aniyog Dwarchurni use the definition. Putkalastikai hai Purana Kalana Bhavatanado Putkalaha. Putkala, it's again compound. Put means Puran, Galam means Galna, यानी कि combining and decomposition. What is called going out. Purna Galana Bhavat Tanado Putkalaha. यह भी अस्ति शब्द है प्रदेशवाचको अस्तित्वो वा काय शब्दो भी अत्र समूहवचन समूह प्रदेशान स्वावयवत् द्रव्य समूह वचनो वा. So why Putkala Astikaya? Putkala again a compound name, noun. Astikaya be compound noun. Putkala because Purana Kalana स्वभाव है और अस्तिकाय is asti plus kai. So that's pronounced Putkalastikai. Putkala Paramanu Bandhaka Pracha. Just I can skip this. I was going through this and I found this here, Uttaradhyayan. Chuni has got a beautiful compilation of, we were talking about Bandhavitan and how talking about Snekta Ruksha Kun in last Bandhani Yogatwar, I compared Tattva Sutra and Davala. And what you cannot Davala Shadkantakam. Here is the one is available. So we can find it that which this one matches with Shadgantakam Davala part of it. So I just thought I'll show, but I'm not explaining because want of time. Then we have the third Astikai is Dharmastikai. Tammattikayam Arasam Avannam Agandam Asaham Affasam Lokakadam Putta Pigulam Asankadiyam Padesham. Panchastikai में they say negative. पुत्कलास्तिकाय उतई पुत्कलास्तिकाय का लक्षण है कि रस वर्ण गंध शब्द पास प्रदेश. सो उन्होंने कहा कि जो जो नहीं है नेगेटिव वो भी वो मूर्त है या अमूर्त है. इसमें धर्मासिकाय में देयर इज नाइदर taste nor smell nor color nor sound and nor touch, but then it is completely filled, loga agadam, built to the brim of the log, put means completely, no gap, pigulam asankadiya pradesh. जितना लोग में जितना प्रदेश उतना प्रदेश में ये भरा हुआ है. अगुरु लघु केकिम सयातेहिम अनंतेकम परिणतम नित्यम गतिक्रिया जुत्तानाम कारणभूत स्वयं agaccha. Swayam agaccha, it is not motivating that we should run, we should move. It is udasin bhav. Swayam agaccha. Swayam means kriya nahi hai, nishkriya hai. It does not move. one place to another. There's no place to move for that. It's filled to the brim of the Lokakash. So, Gati Kriya Chutanam Karana. It is the Nimitta Karan, enabling environment. Just like road provides us for driving our car, this is the enabling environment. That's there. Aguru Lagu Ke we discussed earlier the general characteristics. Aguru Lagu hai, which is the distinct quality of each substance. Sada Tehim Anantegam Parinatam Necham. Nityam, it is the eternal, and the Aguru Lagun is and Anant Rup se bhara hua hai, or Parinatam, it undergoes, since it is a Dravya, undergoes Parinam, variations through Paryay. Dharmasikayika Lakshan, we get it from Uttaradhyayan as well as Anuyog Dwar Churne, Gaye Lakkano Hu Dhammo. Who निश्चय रूप से धर्मासिकाय का लक्षण क्या है? Allowing other substances, kriyavan substances to move. That is one. Kriyavan is only two, the putkal and the bonded souls. They only move. Gadi में अनुकर करने वाला dharmam, dharanam, which gives the dharma means giving the path. Dharanam, which means giving the path, is the dharma collection. जीव पोक्कल दव्वानाम गति क्रिया परिणयान उपकह करणतनवो धम्मो. That is the nature of dharma. Upakara. Upakah means upakarak. Dharmasikaya ke teen ved, which is same thing applies to adharmasikaya, so I put it bracket. Dharmatikaye tadde se tappaye se या आहिए. धर्मासिकाय और उसका देश तथा प्रदेश, which last time in Bandha and Yogatar we discussed about it. Dharmastikai, Adharmastikai, Lokastikai, they have Pradesh Bandh hai. Visrasa Pradesh Bandh, it is permanent. Anadi se hai. That's why it's Dharmastikaye, one is Dharmastikai as a total entity. Tadeshe, when we divide into different parts of it, Tadeshe, for example, we have different way you can see that. Depends on that is why it helps us to say. But Avadhigyani can see Dharmasika in a different Tadeshe, in different compartments. Tappaye se uska desh and uska pradesh. Dishyate pradesha apekshaya samana parinata rupatvebi desha apekshayam samana parinatam asritya vivakshate उपतिष्ठते यदि देश. देश का परिभाषा यहाँ कहा गया है त्रिभाग चतुर्भाग आदि तद्देश. That is what when you have Dharmastikai, when the Avadhigyani, Kevalajnani can see that they can be shown into compartments depending on the occupation of Putkal, Skan as well as Jeev. One can see they're there. Even though they are indivisible, it can be demarcations can be seen. So, Udhratyan ka ye vritti hai. That is what by the Acharya Bhagwan. That is Stavir Bhagwan. Pradesh capital. So I already sort of explained to Pradesh capital समान परिणति होने पर भी देश की अपेक्षा असमान परिणति के आधार पर जिसकी स्थिति में 3 या 4 भाग आदि के रूप में विशेष व्यवस्था होती है वह देश कहलाता है. और प्रदेश धर्मास्तिकायादि संपन्नो निर्विभागा भागा. Pradesh means the indivisible part of it, the minute part of it is there. The same thing applies to Adharmastikaya. So it looks like that we are already 8:33. Beta, Purvi ji, can I continue another 10 minutes? Purvi is there? Badar sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Beta Udayan ji. Thank you. Dharmastikaya का अस्तित्व अति परिणामकारी लोगस्य पमेय भाववो वो भाववो अवसम नानम पिव नेयसा आलोकतिते सो आवसम। विशेष आवश्यक भाष्य। जैसे ज्ञेय पदार्थों का प्रमाता है ज्ञान, ज्ञान इज द वन वी आर एबल टू मेजर ज्ञेय पदार्थ, वी आर एबल टू सी द सब। वैसे ही लोक प्रमेय का प्रमाता, लोक का परिणामकारी द्रव्य अवश्य है और वही है धर्मात्मिका। दैट इज से लोक का डिफरेंट पार्ट्स को मेजर करने के लिए कोई चाहिए, टूल चाहिए, वो टूल है धर्मास्तिका। आलोक के अस्तित्व से उसकी उपयोगिता सिद्ध होती। धर्मास्तिका इज प्रेजेंट ओनली इन द लोक। Within the lok, we can universe, we can have different देश और प्रदेश रूप से we can have the measurement। इसलिए बहुत सुंदर तरीके से उन्होंने ये कहा है, धर्मास्तिका is the one, even when he divides आकाशास्तिका into two as lokakash or alokakash, still even within the lokakash it can be used as a tool of measurement। प्रदेश का मेजरमेंट का प्रयोग हो रहा है। वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। धर्मास्तिकाय परिणाम की सदृशता। धर्मस्य असौ अस्तिकायश्च धर्मास्तिकाय सकल देश प्रदेश अनुगत समान परिणति परिणतिम विशिष्ट परिणति में द्विशिष्टम द्रव्यम। दैट एक ऑलरेडी वी डिस्कस्ड अबाउट धर्म प्रदेश समूह धर्मास्तिकाय है, या एक विशिष्ट द्रव्य है, संपूर्ण देश और प्रदेशों से अनुगत अखंड द्रव्य है। इसमें परिणाम की सदृशता है। अधर्मास्तिकाय का लक्षण अगम्यो, दैट इज अधम्यो ठान लक्षण। अगम्यो मीन्स अधम्यो, ठान लक्षण। उत्तराध्याय में ये कहा जाता है स्थान, गिविंग स्थान, which means rest, the place of rest, it is the अधर्मास्तिकाय। अधर्म का लक्षण है स्थिति। स्थिति हेतु तनदो अधमो जीव पोकलानाम स्थिति परिणतानाम उपकः कारणा वा अधमोति। अगेन अनियोगतार में चूर्ण में डिस्क्रिप्शन, जो स्थिति क्रिया में परिणत जीव और उत्कल के स्थिति में उपकारक है वह अधर्मास्तिकाय। अधर्मास्तिकाय के सम पर्याय, पर्याय तो अनंत होते हैं। अधर्म, अधर्मास्तिकाय, स्थिति, स्थानम, गति निवृत्ति इति अर्थ। सो वी कैन हैव इट इम्पॉर्टेंट पर्याय। वन इज अधर्म, अधर्मास्तिकाय, स्थिति, स्थानम which is giving the rest, place of rest, and the gati nivritti. So like these are the things, and nicely we have in Uttaraധ്യായം. So we have the vritti which talks about धर्मास्तिकाय और अधर्मास्तिकाय के भेद हैं। धर्म अधर्मास्तिकायौ परस्परम लोली भावै भावैने एकस्मिन् अनाम आकाश देशे व्यवस्थितौ तथापि यो गति परिणाम परिणतयो जीव पुत्कलयो गति उपपृष्ठ हेतु जलमिव मत्स्यस्य स खलु धर्मास्तिकाय। धर्मास्तिकाय and अधर्मास्तिकाय, क्या डिफरेंस? One is the one which is enabling, providing the environment pathway for movement। जैसा जल में मछली, जल से ही मछली का काम होता है। जलम इव मत्स्यस्य स खलु धर्मास्तिकाय। यह पुनः स्थिति परिणाम परिणतयोर जीव पुत्कलयोर एव स्थिति उपस्तंभ हेतु क्षितिरिव शशस्य स खलु अधर्मास्तिकाय इति लक्षण भेदात् भेदो भवति। So just like that earth, भूमि हमारे लिए रुकने के लिए जगह देता है, or they have the gravitational one which keeps us there. I do not know whether Adharmastika is a gravitational field, Dharmastika is some other field, is something which in Nandi Sutra say. We have the Malayadari, वृत्ति से हमें ये मिलता है। नेक्स्ट वी कम टू द आकाश अस्तिकाय का निर्वचन। आंग इति मर्यादया, we have seen earlier itself. आंग means मर्यादा, स्वस्वभाव अपरित्याग रूपया काशंचे, प्रकाश करता है, ज्वलन करता है। तो आकाश, which means आकाश is a field, which is energy, its own energy. It is not a physical energy, its own energy. काशन्ते स्वरूपेणैव प्रतिभासन्ते तस्मिन् पदार्था इति आकाशं यदा तु अभिविधावान् तदा अंकिति सर्वभावाभिव्याप्ता काशत इति आकाशं तदेव अस्तिकाय आकाशस्तिकाय. So Akashastikaya is a field, energy field, which is sort of at its own radiation or energy. That in that energy, the variations, the substances are being held. It's very interesting. So Akashastikaya का लक्षण है भाजनम संवदावानम नहम ओगाक लक्षणम. That is to give space to bhajanam. का लक्षण अवकाश देना, ओगाक लक्षण अवकाश देना. तत्तयम अवगाढुं प्रवर्तानाम् आलम्बिनी भवति अनेन अवगाक कारणत्वम् आकाशस्य युक्तम्. Again we have the उत्तराध्याय वृद्धि. So अवगाक लेने में प्रवृत्त द्रव्यों को ये आलंबन देता है, यह आकाश द्रव्य है. आकाश का भेद we know it already, लोकाकाश and अलोकाकाश. अरूपी अस्तिकाय में उत्पाद वे वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग है. दशवैकालिक में जिनबत्र सूर्य का चूर्ण है. इसमें अरूपी अस्तिकाय में ये द्रव्यत्व कैसा उत्पाद वे है. अरूपी दव्वानां परपच्छया उपाय टिति भंगा बनन्ति. इन टर्म्स ऑफ जो जीव और पुत्कल का ठहरने में उपाय टिति भंगा, और जहाँ ठहरते हैं, मुंह करते हैं, उसके हिसाब से, उनकी आकार के हिसाब से ये अपना उत्पाद व्यय होता है. यानी कि वितिन अस्तिकाय का देश प्रदेश विभाग है, उसके अंदर ये जीव द्रव्य अजीव द्रव्य जो है पुत्कल द्रव्य मुंह करते रहते हैं. जो अभी रहा अगले क्षण में नहीं रहा, ये उत्पाद व्यय होता है. जहाँ कडाकाशयानां कडाकाशयनम संयुक्तस्य आकाशस्य कडाकस्य संयोगेन उपायो पडाकाशत्वेन विगमो आकाशत्वेन अवेट्टयि. सो गड़बड़, हिंदी में गड़बड़ शब्द आया. ये गड़बड़ एक्चुअली गट और पट. पुराने टाइम में गट और पट दो शब्दों को प्रयोग करते थे. जब गट वहां पे गट रहता है, वो तट पे उत्पाद है. जब वहां से निकल जाता है, पट आता है, तो पटाक आ सकता नहीं. सो कट पट का काफी प्रयोग पुराना टाइम यूज करते रहे. आलोक में धर्मास्तिकाय नहीं. वी डिस्कस अबाउट विशेष आवश्यक भाष्य में इसके बारे में. धर्मास्तिकाय अनुक्रम के अभाव में जीव की लोक से परे गति नहीं है. जैसे जल के अभाव में मछली की गति नहीं होती, गति में अनुग्रह करने वाला है धर्मास्तिकाय का लोक है, परिमाण तक है. इसलिए सिद्ध ब्रह्मेश सिद्ध अवस्था में उसको ऊपर जा नहीं पाते. सो वी ऑलरेडी सेट, ये वाला गात का हो गया. जीवा पुक्कलगाया आया समातिकाया शेषा अमया तित्तमया कारणभूदा. ही लोक, लोक का मतलब है दिस जीव पुत्कल अस्तिकाय अमया अतित्तमया ऑलवेज प्रेजेंट इन अंते लोक आकाश में. सो लोक अलोक के विभाजन का हेतु अगेन भी है धर्मास्तिकाय और अधर्मास्तिकाय ही लोक का विभाजन करते हैं, अन्यथा लोक और अलोक दोनों में आकाश तो समान है, ये विभाजक नहीं होता। वी ऑलरेडी ना जादो अलोक अलोको जैसे सद्भाव तो ये गमनट्टिदी तो वीयमया Vibatta, Avivatta, Loya Metaya. So we have the same in Panchastikai. That is, we know the Dharmastika, Adharmastikai, they divide the Akashastikai into two parts, Lok and Alok Akastikai. Now, Lok Vibhaka Abhave, Lok Vibhaka Abhav में निम्न दोष आते हैं. So I do not, I'll skip this. Lok, that is, suppose someone says there's nothing like Lok, there's nothing like Alok, then क्या क्या दोष है, इन्होंने विशेष आवश्यक भाष्य में 4 दोष को उन्होंने गिनाया. I think you can read it and during that. That is अप्रतिघात, अनवस्था, संबंध अभाव, व्यवहार अभाव, like this. I am just running through because we can complete it. धर्म अधर्म आकाश क्षेत्र काल के अपेक्षा धर्मास का धर्म ये दोनों लोक प्रमाण है. आकाश लोक और अलोक दोनों में इस व्याप्त हैं. धर्म अधर्म आकाश ये 3 द्रव्य अनादि अनंत और सार्वकालिक होते हैं. धर्मास्तिकाय आदि का सप्रदेशित्व अप्रदेशित्व और दैट इज धर्मास्तिकाय अधर्मास्तिकाय और आकाशास्तिकाय अरूपी अजीव हैं. ये पर निमित्त से सप्रदेशी या अप्रदेशी होते हैं. So that is to say, when we talk about Parmanu या Kalanu, we'll say it is apradeshi, or when you say Skand or Jeev के साथ जुड़े हुआ तब yeah, सप्रदेशी होते हैं. That is only in the coordinates. When you want to measure it, want to show the pinpoint it, then this kind of definition comes. आकाश पर्याय परिमाण, सब आकाश प्रदेशों को परिमाण सब आकाश प्रदेशों से अनंत गुण. This is very important statement. आकाश प्रदेशों का परिमाण है, सब आकाश प्रदेशों से अनंत गुण है. What is that he is talking? आकाश प्रदेश अगुरु लोक रूप से अगुरु लोक गुण एक एक प्रदेश में सब आकाश प्रदेश से भी अनंत गुणे होते हैं. यानी कि हर आकाश पे अक्सर बात होती है इतना जीव अजीव रहता है, हमारे जीव पुत्कल रहते हैं, इतना ध्वंस करते हैं, कूदते हैं. हाउ डज इट वर्ल्ड? बिकॉज ऑफ ईच ऑफ द आकाश प्रदेश हैज गॉड अगुरु लघुत्व गुण, अनंत गुण है. उनके पर्याय भी अगुरु लघु हैं, अर्गंतों द्वारा प्रज्ञप्त हैं कि प्रत्येक आकाश प्रदेश में अनंत अगुरु लघु पर्याय हैं, which is very important. So with this in the first Sudaskant of the Panchastikai, Acharya Bhagavan says, what is the use of knowing about this Panchastikai and Shadriv? Evam pavayanasaram panchatya sankakam viyanita jo moyati ragadose so kahadi dukkha parimokam. So in the world universe, कोई भी अच्छा नहीं है, बुरा नहीं है. इसलिए जो हम लोग पार्शियलिटी को अपनाते हैं, हमारा दृष्टिकोण में राग द्वेष को अपनाते हैं या मोह को अपनाते हैं, इसलिए इनको अच्छी तरह समझ के by understanding क्लियरली then we can का राग और दोष ही दुख कारण है. क्लेश है राग और द्वेष और संक्लेश है दुख. तो राग द्वेष से जो उत्पत्ति होता है वो दुख है, संक्लेश है. सो दुख से परिमोक्षम हो जाएगा. सो he says by knowing clearly Shadriva and Panchasikai very clearly without samshaya viprama, viparya, then our rag dvesh will go away. Then rag dvesh के साथ साथ दुख भी चला जाता. मुनिवो ने ये दत्तम तत् अवगमन चुदो निगद मोहो पसमीय रागदोषो avadi adha paraparo jivo. That's why it happens when after knowing the essence of this doctrine expounded herein, the soul makes effort as per the discourse, gets rid of wrong belief, darshana mohaniya, subdues attachment, raga or dvesh, and destroys the upcoming as well as the previously bound parapara कर्म. जो भी कर्म पीछे प्राचीन है आने वाले सभी कर्मों को करता है, ये पंचास्तिकाय में कहा हुआ. उसके बाद this I said in the Brishni, the source of the talk is the Gommatsar as this Gatha. Davam Chakkam Akalam Panchattikaya Sannitam Bodhi Kale Pade Pachayo Jamma Nattiti Nittetam. काल में प्रदेश नहीं है इसलिए अस्तिकाय नहीं है, but बाकी सारा अस्तिकाय है. So again we have it in 102 Gatha from Panchastikaya. So this is the one from that. It's a षड्द्रव्य को वर्णन करने के बाद ये इस मार्गना में आचार्य भगवंत ने काल द्रव्य कहते हुए ये पंचास्तिकाय में ये नहीं है. पंच जो काल द्रव्य ऐसे काल द्रव्य इस द्रव्य है, अस्तिकाय नहीं है. काल अस्तिकाय के आगे अनियोगदार चूर्ण में इसके बारे में बहुत सुंदर वर्णन है. Then उसके बाद I thought I should cover some of the scientific thoughts. Let me see again 849. Just quickly, but unfortunately I could not spend time on this.
Sir, we can continue this next time, I think.
That is what I'm telling.
The scientific aspect, that will be better.
Yeah. Okay, sir, I'll just in the next talk, I'll bring in from here. I absolutely agree with you. Thank you very much. Jai Jinendra. Just I'll read the.
Thank you, sir.